Hello, today we're going to make a felt soap, and what we're going to need are our main ingredients are a bowl of warm water, a bar of soap, some washing up liquid, a pop sock, a piece of net, a cloth, possibly a pair of scissors, and possibly a felting needle. So these are all our wet ingredients, our dry ingredients. So what we're going to be using is this stuff. So this is wool, this is merino wool, this comes from the merino sheep, and it's called roving. And what we do is we wet it and we use heat and friction, our own life force, to make this bar of soap. Beautiful. Okay, so let's crack on. So what we do first of all is we get our wool roving and we very, very gently pull it. So we see the fibres parting slowly, very gently, and then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our bar of soap. Okay, so I'm using a non-scented bar of soap, and then we get another piece of wool. So just a tip now, if you're trying to separate your wool, a bit like life, if you do that, hold on, nothing's going to happen. It's actually incredibly strong. So what you need to do is you need to like open it up, keep things as fluffy as possible, and just gently, really gently, we pull it like this. Okay, so you can see there the fibres slowly pulling, and then we're going to wrap it in the opposite direction. So we're going to make like a little packet. So again, if you watch, just very, very gently, and we'll give you the addresses of where you can purchase this. So each time I'm wrapping it the opposite way, so crossways like this, and you need quite a few layers, so it will look like a big puffy cloud by the time you're finished. Okay, so there we go, like that. Then I'm going to add some colour onto it, so I'm using this, and again what you need to be doing is very thin. Otherwise what happens is it sort of clumps together and it's quite hard to felt, so you want to keep it as fluffy as possible. And we're just going to wrap it again the opposite way around, like this, and get another piece here, like this. I'm going to use very fine, I'm going to try and spread this out as thinly as possible. Okay, so you can see it's very fine layers, and then what happens then is you get these layers through the colours. You get kind of like a marbled effect. So you can see there now I'm just wrapping it up. And then I'm going to put some contrasting colours onto it. And a good tip for this, if this is your first time making a felt soap, is to, again, just gently pull it and open it up. And what you can do is you can kind of like just wrap it around so it's sort of keeping your parcel together, really. And I'm going to use a little tiny bit of glitter. So this is Angelina fibre, and the trick with this stuff is it doesn't felt. So, but it does complement felt very well. So what we do is we just put a very, very thin layer of our glitter, very, very small amount. You need a tiny amount. And then what we do is to sort of anchor that in, is you want another very, very thin layer of wool at the top, like that. And I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in there for a bit of contrast. Okay, so you can see I'm sort of slowly building it up. And you can just very thin layers just overlapping each other like that. Okay, ooh, a bit of orange here. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so now this is the fun bit. We get our pop sock, very stylish, and we grab our bar of soap and we pull it into the pop sock. There we go. So now we have our soap bar all in the tidily put in our pop sock. So you can, again, you can see it's sort of starts to change its shape a little bit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move that out of the way, and we've got our hot water, hand hot, and we're going to put a little bit of washing up liquid in the water. There you go. You can feel that it's slightly viscous, and we're going to pop our pop sock and our soap into the water. Okay, and we're just going to squeeze. So what we're doing here is we're just getting all the air out, because obviously we've made a big packet. And the good thing about this is to do felt making you need soap, and because the soap is in the centre, once it starts to get wet it actually uses itself to felt the wool. But to get it started we have a little bit of washing up liquid in there as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here like that, so that we start to get some foam, some bubbles on the go. Okay, and this is what we do. We just keep on rubbing. So the thing with felt is that it's actually alchemy, and it's heat and friction that create the felt. I think it's probably one of the oldest man-made materials actually. I think it was the story is that the shepherds had sore feet, so they put the wool on their feet in their sandals, and it felted. So what we do now is we keep on rubbing. So the things to remember about the wool is that it doesn't actually like to get wet, other than when you're actually felting, because it just goes all blobby and gooey, and you can't really reuse it. So it's good to try and keep it as separate as possible. So what we do here is, so you keep on rubbing basically. Just move this over. You keep rubbing and you keep rubbing all the way around, and it feels really squidgy. So yeah, keep going with it. So you can see what's happening already is that it's starting, hopefully. So it's changing, it's starting to change. As you can see, it's starting to become something else. So about this stage, I'll take it out and I'll have a look at it. And I'm actually going to place onto my sort of soap pebble, I suppose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a little piece of pre-felt. So this also you can get online, and it's partially made felt already, and it's actually quite good for cutting out shapes. It's not a normal sort of craft felt, it is actually from partially made merino wool. So I'm just putting a little heart on here. I'm going to stick that here. So you can actually personalise them as well if you wanted to. You just have fun with it really, and it doesn't actually matter. So I'm going to put it in the opposite end to what we had, and so I'm grabbing the image so it doesn't, and I'm just popping my one back on, my pop sock, and just keep on rubbing. So you can entertain yourself with some music. It's quite nice to do it in a group because you can all have a chat. And what you do is you just keep rubbing, and it starts to, you can really feel it starts to sort of change. And what's so beautiful about this is it is your life force, your friction that's actually creating the felt. There we go. So we just keep on going, really pay attention. If you've put something else onto the surface, then you just keep rubbing that. You'll need to take your pop sock off now and again just to check that it hasn't felted to the actual pop sock, which can happen. So keep going. It gets rid of your bingo wings as well. And the good thing about these soaps is that they don't leave that sort of like mess on the side of the sink, and they look beautiful and they wear really well. You can sort of like use them right down till they're just like a slither, and then you can use them to clean the side of the sink with. Multifunctional. So you can see here, you see it's starting to sort of like attach itself to the pop sock, so we just take that off. Smooth it all over, so you can see it's starting to form. So we'll give this one little go. So you just keep on moving it round, rubbing it, felting it, and then keep on doing that. Pay attention to the sides as well. Let's be all uniformed. So I've done a little bit of a Blue Peter because it's going to be quite boring watching me doing that. And I've got one here that's almost done. So I'm going to give that a bit of a soak with soapy water. And I'm just going to keep on rubbing. It's actually very relaxing. There we go. So this is a great introduction into actual felt making, and you can make, in the next video we'll make a flat piece. You can make 3-dimensional pieces. It's actually quite addictive. And I'll give you the links to the online suppliers as well, and the ones that I use. So here we have our completed felt soap. This is one that I made earlier as well, and you can see on this one there's some sort of refinement, and I've just needle felted that in with a little needle felting tool, which again we can show you on another video. So that's it guys, thanks for watching. Ciao!